Hi there, Taurus. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 14th of October. For the last 6 weeks, Mars has been tracking its way through quite a sensitive part of your horoscope. At times, some of your moves may have been a bit over assertive, and at others, perhaps you've been a little bit over sensitive and reacted strongly to situations which have come up. Well, the great news is that Mars moves into one of the very best locations that it can move through in an entire year. And this is going to go on for a further 6 weeks. But there is a bit of a complication because it immediately goes opposite the rather dreamy energies of Neptune. So as much as can embolden you, it can give you much greater charisma. It's going to certainly up your sex appeal in this next 6-week period. For the next week or 10 days, there could just be times when fact can be stranger than fiction. Watch out for someone who may seem to be the business in some kind of way, very attractive, but then could end up to be very disappointing. Mars opposite Neptune can lead to deceit, not necessarily by you and not necessarily intentionally by other people, but you need to keep your wits about you, especially if you're involved in any speculative ventures too. The facts, as ever, are going to be king. But the great news is that Mercury is going to be forging a fantastic link with Jupiter from Tuesday through to the end of the week. And Mercury for you is in your sector of relationships, and Jupiter in your sector of communications. So as ever in astrology, we can get one influence which is a bit trickier and another which is very much a go-getting one. And this can give you a greater sense of optimism. And there could be one person that you're connecting to or gaining knowledge from, someone who could be acting as a mentor, or it could just be a friend or even potentially a partner. But there is something about this which just can bring a smile to your face. Friday sees a major event, a lunar eclipse. Now this lunar eclipse does occur in a very tender part of your horoscope, and it could bring into the open some issues that have been bubbling slightly out of sight away for the last 2.5 years, as Uranus has been shaken up the more psychological part of your situation. If you are a very private person, it may be a bit uncomfortable if somebody tries to pin you on something that you'd rather keep close to your chest. But equally, perhaps it is best to have some kind of exunction of these emotions, because once they are out into the open, you can start to work through them. But it is going to be important to watch out at work, particularly because there could be somebody there who appears to be very pleasant, but in actual fact has got a little bit of an agenda. And this is not just for this week, it is going to be for some weeks to come. So you do need to be careful in terms of office or work-based politics. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.